It's you. Why are you laughing? Please check out. So sorry. Hello, everybody. Testing, testing. Let's see how I look. Oh, great.
Okay.
Testing, testing. Oh, great.
Oh, okay.
Good evening, everybody. The long-awaited video is finally here. Ah, please, if you are jumping up on this live right now, do well to tell us where you are watching us from, and we'd like to connect with you, and do well to share this video. This is us sharing our life's journey so far. So glad to have everyone back. It's been a while I've been on the camera. Alafani, welcome, welcome. Wow, they're jumping on. Okay, so you're still sharing that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's share this video to anyone and everyone you know who needs it or who will be needing this. Just do well to share this video. Cooper, you're welcome, welcome. You're welcome, guys. Just do well to share this video. So we are going to be talking today how we got married broke, and this is a video for us. Like, it's our personal life's journey. Okay, it's our personal life's journey. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome. Again, like you said, please share the video to everybody that needs to be here so that they can also learn. We are just here to share our stories, basically. Welcome.
Okay. Where are you watching us from? Where are you watching us from? Let's know. Let's see where you're watching us from, okay? Wow. How was our Sunday? Chukwemeka, you're welcome. Good to have you. Good to have you. No, baby. You can do it very well.
Okay, so basically, welcome to this live show. Like she said, once you jump on, let us know where you're joining us from. We'd like to know if you can hear us clearly, very clear. Please type 1 in the comment section. Let's know you can hear us. Welcome, Ejike, Educate our G. Welcome. If you can hear us clearly, please type 1 in the comment section. Let's know you can hear us. If you can see the screen very well, network is okay, let us know in the comment section. Also, let us know where you're joining from. We know our friend Educate is joining us from South Africa. Welcome, boss. I mean, it's part of the story, so I mean, you will hear your name as we go along. Welcome. So, just a quick one. This is a disclaimer. So this video is not supposed to be a relationship advice. We're not advising anybody based on relationship. We're not advising on marriage. Welcome, peace, Pame. Good to have you here. We're not giving any marriage advice. We're not giving any relationship advice. We are basically here to share our story. Again, we're not also encouraging laziness. We're not trying to say that as a man or as a lady, you should be lackadaistic with your life and, not, strive for a better life and to give your partner or your partner, yes, a better life. That's number 2. Then number 3, we're not guaranteeing that if you marry broke, like if you go ahead and get married broke, that your life will turn overnight. That's not a guarantee. We're not even saying that. I mean, there's no assurance. Yes, the Bible said that he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. But I mean, this is no guarantee. Okay, you have to also work hard. You have to also put in the work, to that. And again, finally, we're not also saying that it's those that married broke that have the best marriages. Exactly. That is not true. Exactly. Also, we're not, this is disclaimer. We are just putting out our story basically to encourage a few of you. This is our anniversary. Happy 6th anniversary, baby.
Yeah.
To encourage you, basically. That's basically what this broadcast is about. I am Jeff Anozie, and my wife will take it on from here.
It's not true. We are in this together. All right, my name is Esther Jeff Anozie, and I'm glad to be doing this with my husband today. Okay, most people will wish, they always be like, oh, I like you too, oh, you guys look good together, and all those good things. Yeah, it's really good to hear those things, but most times we are not eager and pushy to put in the work. Yes, so remember, we are here to share our story. Remember, we are here to just tell us how we started and how it was. Those times it was difficult and those times it was rosy. We are going to hear all that this evening. All right, remember to share this video right now. Share it. We are jumping into this. So we are starting first of all, babe, with how did we meet? And if you have questions, please do well to type in the comment section. I guarantee you may not answer every question because I already have some. But if you put in here, we can see that and help you answer it quickly. How did we meet, babe?
Okay, how did we meet? Well, I moved into Enugu and I was looking for a church to attend. Of course, not like looking. I already had a church I wanted to attend, and I looked for the church. I went to the church, and just like usual, I joined the department in church, which was the ushering department in my church. And basically, we met in church, ushering department. Even though I knew her sister, her younger sister before her, but and at the time I was dating someone else, and of course that relationship ended, and then I needed to get married. I wanted to get married. Then we met. So we had known like 2 years prior to when we officially met, but that was how we met. We met in church.
Finish?
Is there anything I'm missing?
Okay, so like he just rightly said, we've just been seeing ourselves around, but we were not talking. Like I was, he's that kind of person everybody wants to be around him, and I'm not that kind of person. If I notice that everybody's around you, you'll not see me there. So, but he on the other side will always say that this person that will not always come to me, that I'm always snobbing him. Yeah, I'm a snob.
She's the snobby lot.
Yes, that's what he always will say. All right, but eventually, like I would always say, I'm the person that in quotes started off the conversation. He had some blisters in his mouth one day, and you were standing with lepers. Yeah. All right, outside the church. So I just came and said, like as a caring sister, right? And I said, what's that? Said, oh, he's running some fever, and I said, oh, please do well to take care of yourself and all that, and I passed. So the next time we met,
we exchanged numbers that day.
Was it that day?
Yes, that was the day we exchanged.
Okay. So the next time it was like, how are you feeling now? Hope you're taking good care of yourself. Remember, it's not just about, I started encouraging a brother. I started telling him, please take care of yourself, eat well, okay, and all that. And that's how the conversation started. And the rest, they say, is what? History. Right? That's how, a short version of how we met.
Yeah.
The next question we'll be talking about is, some people ask, most guys would always ask, how were you sure that I was the one for you? How were you sure, babe?
Okay, how were we sure? How was I sure? So, a brief continuation from that story on how we met. So that day we exchanged numbers, and then she checked on me later that evening, how are you? And, in my head, okay, and of course I had just come out from a relationship, and you also had just come out from one. And then, that particular day we met in church, like she was saying, there are some things she said that made sense to me. So, just briefly, so in my head, just registered, it's not like I was thinking anything,
Thank you, Naya.
Say brother and sister meeting is sweet. So after that day, I was working with an insurance company here in Enugu at the time. My friend Ejike knows the bulk of the story, part of the story. And then, how was I sure she was the one? So one of those days, we agreed to meet during my lunch time. We met at Bubbles.
Bubbles, yeah.
We go Eastern Shop.
Stadium, around Eastern Shop.
In Enugu here. So we met there one of my lunch days. I asked her to meet me there, and we met there. And we had this conversation. So in that conversation, thank you, Noye. Good to have you here. So in that conversation, there were a few things I saw. There were some values I saw. I mean, we had a conversation that first day. We had a few more conversations, but that first day opened up some things to me, some consciousness, like opened my consciousness to a part of her that I think I was looking for in a wife. All right, so we had that first conversation, we had the second one, we had the third one, and I think towards your birthday,
Yeah.
towards her birthday, okay, that was when I asked you out. That was even around your birthday.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was around June. So we met like I think May. No. April. Early April, I think.
Okay.
And then her birthday was 21st of June. So her birthday June. So shortly before her birthday in June, I knew that see, I wanted something more with this lady. Now, what are the things I saw? First, like I always tell most young men, if you converse with someone for some time and you have built yourself to an extent, you will see some things, values that you want to conform with. So the first, I mean, there were so many, but I'll just mention three. These were the three major ones that stood out for me. There were a lot of values I saw, but these three. The first is the non-conformity. Like she said, back in church, in the ushering department, I used to have a lot of people around me, as per young ladies, young,
What are you for me now?
fine young man,
Oh, shit.
and I had some ladies around me. But even one of her friends was one of those ladies around me. But when they are coming towards, she will go away. So in my head, what's this one feeling like? So that non-conformity thing played out there too, And of course, from our conversations, she wasn't thinking like a girl her age. She wasn't having ideas like every other young girl, all those fantasy, storybook, happily ever after kind of dreams, which are good by the way.
They are.
They are not bad in any way, So I saw that non-conformity thing. Number two, she was open to learn. Now, I mean, she didn't know so much and wasn't so skilled like almost every other relationship I had prior to that time. But I saw the openness to learn. You know how some people know too much, and at the end of the day, you just feel like nobody can talk to you, nobody can correct you. The openness to learn was there, so she was teachable and she was coachable. And then the third one, which I mean has spirituality. She wasn't religious. Now, I was specific about running away from religious people. If you play religion, for me, you're a no-no, all right? But she wasn't religious. However,
Give me an example, please. Give us an example.
spirituality is a way of life.
Yeah.
You know God for yourself. You're not swayed by
Every wind of
doctrine.
doctrine.
Everybody, every new person in the town, there's somebody that said you should come and remove spiritual husband from inside your body. There are 3 spiritual husbands in your system. One in your head, the other one in your heart, one in your leg. And then you have to...
We have understood you, sir.
You're jumping from one this thing to another. Your ideology is about life, about spirituality. Of course, life is first spiritual. Let's not dispute that fact.
Yeah.
And then, so the spiritual controls the physical. So I saw that we had a similarity when it comes to spirituality. Spirituality does not mean specifically religion, or it doesn't mean church per se. It means understanding that there's a divine power, and that which is God in our case, and playing your part and let Him play His part. So spirituality was a big thing for me. It wasn't about the looks, it wasn't about the dressing. I like a level of makeup. I like a level of fine nails. I like, all those things. All those things was not what I'm talking about. So those were the things I saw, and I just knew at that point that you know what.
Here we are. All right. So that being said, so how was I sure that you were the one? I didn't hear my daughter, this person is your husband. Some people actually hear that, and I didn't have to go and confirm from a man of God to know if I have two names. Please help me choose. I didn't do all those things. So right from time, like he rightly said, I've always had a relationship with God. And I've always talked about relationship. I've always known about marriage. So I've already set out some standards for myself and all that. So the conversation started, the communication started, I just saw one young man that his views about life is way different from every other young man I had met. His views about different things, if I start listing it out, sometimes it's like, where are you from? Like, who are you? Okay, and at the end of the day, I feel like this guy is just different. Okay, so that's one thing, that his values, that this guy is so, I like him. Okay, the next one is that what's the next one? He's a hardworking guy. A young man who was diligent in all he was doing. You could see it in his mode of dressing, his smartness, his elegance. It was top notch for me too. And the last one is he had carved a path for himself. It was interesting for me to know that, oh, this young person already knows where he was going to. He already carved a path for himself. He knows what he wants to achieve. And the good thing about this thing in life is that sometimes the picture is not very clear.
Yeah.
It's not always clear. Even for me too, it wasn't clear. But part time, you know what you should do, and you are already doing it. So sometimes people just wait and just hope that, oh, God should speak to me so that I will know what. No. He said in his word that he who finds whatever your hand finds to do. So that's my mantra. Whatever you are doing at the time, just do it with all your mind. Don't say, oh, I want to work in government house and all that. Just whatever you're doing now, do it well. Government house work will come. All right. So that was my values and how I just knew that I'm not here to waste time. Why not? So here we are. Yeah. Okay. So what are the 20%? This is another mistake people dwell on. So most times we find 80%, all right? We find a whole lot of good things from this person, but there's maybe 1, 2, 3 things that is like, so what were your 20% for me?
Okay, so of course, she wasn't 100% of what I was of what I was looking for from a wife. Sincerely, she wasn't 100% from a partner. If you send your brother to me, one of the first things I'll tell him is that
Maya, I like what you're writing. Well done, thank you there.
Let what you see. Like what you see. So, container content, I understand that part. Some people say, oh, leave the container, look at the content. Look at the container. She has to be fine. She has to be beholding. She has to be someone you want to wake up to. Do you get? So one of the 20% was.
But say it now. What's the matter? That time is going.
It wasn't close to what the kind of people I had seen or I had dated or the kind of people I was attracted to prior to meeting her. So that was one of it. There are a couple of others, but yes, this was one that stood out for me. However, again, like we were taught, I learned from my mentor, from our mentor. He said this even later. I think that was during marriage counseling or later. That you mustn't see, you may not see 100% of everything you're looking for in a woman. However, there's the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. Dr. Jaik is here, so he knows Pareto principle. All of you that study science, 80-20 rule applies also here. So once she has 80% of what you are looking for, especially the core values. I mentioned my core values. Once those core values are there, can fly.
My husband has a good way of saying things in a nice way. What he was trying to say is that I was short. Like,
really short.
Very short. Like, that could have made him marry the wrongest person in his life because I was short, all right? And my own 20% was my husband stutters.
Yeah.
He stammers. Like, he's trying to communicate and he's like, oh my God, is that what I'm going to? Jesus, you need to give me grace for this. And I'm like, oh, my friends, come and meet my boyfriend. And he never like, how are you? Like, do you understand? So, but I just said, this was my 20%. So I just said, I found all these good things, and it's now somebody who is torturing that will now make me lose him. And I said, it went super forever.
Translate
All
that
right. Get away, devil. That's what I literally meant, okay? And I ditched it. So even like now, my husband talks anything, talks like he doesn't care, all right? And it is. Do you understand? So that was my 20%. For some people, it could be where the person was from. Another thing that would have wiped me off my food was where he was from. My husband is from Umbise.
Ahia Zumbisi.
And and it was a fear for me because my father had talked about them and another village very well when we were doing morning devotion. So he had preached about that if you see a snake and see an Mbise person, kill the Mbise person first before you kill the snake.
Can you imagine?
Do you understand?
Please, Mbise people in the house.
This was what they have filled my head with. And now my husband just told me literally he's from Mbise. My heart sank. I just told God, see, if you know this thing is going to work, I don't have energy. Just go and sort it out with my parents. My parents were going to be the... Do you understand? But eventually, it was smooth. That's why I saw that God's hand was literally on it. So, and tomorrow I can always tell anybody, see, in every village there are bad people. Yeah. So, pray that God gives you your own person. You forget this village matter. I know. Don't preach that message to yourself. Forget it. God dealt with me, okay? I remember attending Pastor Banky and he literally dealt on this matter with me. I entered and he was preaching and he said, as a young Christian girl, you are always praying, God, give me my partner. But you are telling God, please, I don't want someone from this place. I don't want someone too fair. I don't want... Why are you giving God criteria? You're not ready. So at that moment, I dealt with that. So when he came, it wasn't my problem again. I just told God, please, handle it from my parents' side. And he eventually did. All right. The next thing we're moving on to was proposal. After our values were all right, well, how did we switch to proposal?
Okay, if Naya said, wow, it's even from my state.
Are you serious, if Naya? This guy is my diehard fan. Yeah.
Okay, Salamba, no, beautiful. Okay. It's good to see you. Yes, Uche said, Pastor Banky kills that instanta. I don't know what you just said, but yeah.
But Pastor Banky dealt that with
So
that.
what you listen to too is important. Who you listen to is important as well in that regard. All right, so moving on. Again, if you have questions, you can just leave it in the comment section. At the end of this section, we will try and answer your... Between said, yes, so it's a popular saying. I'm sure you're talking about the Mbise and snake. Well, proudly Mbise. Mbise Kwenu.
You are so proud. As in, that was the first thing he told me. But come on.
Well, so having gone through the meeting and then seeing the values, you know, and I was mentally ready. That's another thing. We are not saying that you're not mentally ready. You've not decided to go into this, and you're broke. You now say, oh, I'm jumping into this. No. You have to be mentally ready too. For me, again, like I said, I dated for someone for like 5 years before then. And I mean, from school, yes, if you say 5 years, I think I was in final year or something before that time. So I dated someone for that long. And then I had even, I mean, I was mentally ready. That's the point I'm trying to say. I knew I wanted to go into this, you know, and money was just the hindrance. Money was the only hindrance for me, you know. So her birthday, I decided that, you know what, let's take it a step further. I bought her a fine wristwatch, you know, from my savings. You know how you go and empty your colo, piggy bank. You know, bought her a wristwatch. We took her to a very fine hangout.
I remember.
Crunchies upstairs.
Celebrities.
Celebrities upstairs, and then went to go and chill. Then afterwards, one of those days, we're in my house, we're discussing stuff, talking about something. 2016, this was around now September 26, in fact, 23rd September 2016. So we're just conversing. And okay, so prior to that time, I had already asked her some questions. There are some salient questions for me to understand if she was also ready. You know, questions like marriage, if I mean, God brings the right man your way now. You know, I had just found some ways to weigh that she's ready for marriage. And then that particular day broke, I had like 3,800 and something, something around that range in my account, home and abroad, like everywhere. And then that particular day, I asked her if she would marry me. What did I use again?
Nothing.
I did not have a ring. You know, I just asked her if she would marry me, and she said, "Oh, I should give her some time."
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay, no, that was even before when we were dating. When I asked her to go out with me, and I said, okay, she needed some time
Yes.
to think through it, and she had to go meet her mentors and so many people, discuss some people. You know, so but that particular for the proposal, I mean, I just asked her if she'll marry me. I didn't have a ring. I didn't have any gang, no anything. And that day, that particular day, we fixed our marriage date, our wedding date. And again, it was September 2016, you know, and I told her that 1 year from that day, we're going to get married. Now, how did I get that guts, why was I so sure that 1 year from now? I was listening to one Ubueli, Pastor David Ubueli, in one of his conversations, and he said, the only thing I got from that message, I think it was on YouTube or something, and he said, young man, fix your wedding date. Once you fix it, it has happened. You know, and with that faith and ginger, you know how you get motivated. I think that I can bring down this building, you know? And we fixed that date. That was it, basically. That was the proposal. It was a very simple one. We're in my house. We're talking about something else. And then, boom. I popped the question without a ring. Thank you, baby, for accepting that. Yeah. I mean, not everybody can do that. And then, there and then, I got a book.
Yeah, correct, Mame. Said you gave me a book.
Oh, yes, Mame. Pame, exactly. I got a book, and then I gave it to her. And I said, in this book, we'll plan our wedding. You know, and that's it. We planned our marriage, actually. So we wrote down everything we wanted in that book. And I mean, the book was with her, so she can explain more about the book. Basically, so.
All right.
Yeah, that's
so, that's what happened exactly. Sometimes when people hear that, they're like, am I okay? But really, I'm okay. I'm not that kind of a drama person. I like it that way.
And it's okay to have a loud engagement. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
If both of you like it,
please
go for it. Young man, if she says she wants a public proposal, please do it. Try it. It mustn't be expensive, but do it. There's nothing wrong with that either.
So the proposal was just simple for me. It wasn't a drama, and I accepted immediately. It was when he asked me to date him that I told him give me some time. Yeah. But for the proposal, I just said yes, and we started planning for the wedding. And the wedding happened 1 year later.
Exactly 1 year later.
All right. So for the wedding, now we are in the wedding proper. Okay. Hope you are enjoying so far. Please, if you are enjoying,
let's see. Let's see the hearts in the comment section. Let's see the love in the comment section.
All right. So. Yeah. Please, let's know that you are following us, please. Okay, let's talk about the wedding, okay? Remember, he didn't have so much, right? And I was teaching at the time, and I was teaching in a private school. And that could also give you an idea of what I was earning at the time, okay? So, talking to our parents, how did you handle it? How did we handle it?
Okay, let me even add there, as soon as I proposed September, By October 31st, I was fired.
Exactly.
I was sacked from the job I was doing. So I got another one, and by April again that next year, I was sacked again.
Exactly.
Joshua, it's good to have you here. Honora, Joshua, good to have you. Okay, so speaking to the parents, so imagine, I mean, a broke guy. Okay, okay, yeah. So after I was sacked this second time, my friend, Dr. Ejike, I mean, this is where he came in.
Yeah.
We both now began to run his business. He had a company then, Afria Pop, you know, we started running the business together. Dr. Ejike say hallelujah in the comment section. You know, we started running it together, and that was the income we were having. Imagine two young entrepreneurs. I mean, the money was not irregular. It was anytime you can see it. You know, we started running this thing together. We started building it together. We're dedicated right from his bedroom, you know. And imagine going to meet her parents, and they asked me, young man, where do you work? And I'll be like, I work in my friend's room. You know? So, I mean, that was it. But basically, we decided that I would meet, in fact, the day I decided to meet her father, it was just like, oh, you know what, tomorrow I'm meeting your dad. That kind of thing. It was a Saturday we saw, and I told her that the next day, Sunday. I was coming to meet her father. I was coming to tell him my what I wanted to do and all of that. And that was it. Next day, I bought a bottle of wine, a cheap red wine. Thank you, Daddy, for receiving that. And then I went to her father, and I presented the wine to him, and the man started asking me questions.
What's so much, Joe?
Questions. He first told me that he's not here to play.
Exactly. Is that not a question now?
I'm not here to play.
Don't come and waste my time.
Don't come and waste my time. And he doesn't do in here boyfriend and girlfriend. He doesn't do boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm here to either marry or not. I mean, the man went straight to the point. My heart flew. But I told myself, you're here, man. I mean, so that was it. So I told him about my plans. I told him, ask me what I do. And somehow, the man understood that me and Dr. Ejike were working from a small room in Ameji. I mean, that was it. And the man just said that the only thing he wants is I take care of his daughter. Finish. And that I should make sure that I take care of his daughter. And that was it. You know, and boom. I mean.
Okay, so for meeting the dad, I was just privileged to meet only the dad. I was tensed, but
my dad came all the way to Enugu,
exactly.
To meet her.
Geraldine! Alright, so I was scared, but I've learned how to keep my cool. So I just, and the man carried his spec. I was in like this. I was sitting down somewhere. And I said, hey, what's your name? Like, for me, I just relaxed. What will you do to me? Yeah. What are you going to do? You cannot kill me, all right? So I'm here. I'm in your son's life, I'm in your son's life. You better accept it or you leave it, all right? So, and the son also helped in making me feel like that. So, meeting the dad was quite tough, but it was eventually easy, all right? So the next one we are running now is, what were the mindsets that helped us in planning our weddings? What were those things we did that actually helped us have our wedding?
Okay, the mindset for the wedding. So, one of the things we did was we approached. Now, this wasn't necessarily from a place of being broke.
Yeah.
It was not, but we wanted to, instead of making mistakes other couples made, we decided that we're going to meet 5 couples. So we chose 5 random couples, which of course we looked, I mean, their marriage looked good, and we went to them, 5 of them. I think Pastor Banky was who?
Exactly. We went to his
one
house.
of them went to Pastor Banky's wife. For those, Pastor Banky and his wife, for a lot of you that know them here in Enugu, went to Pastor B, went to a few people, went to Mr. Chukwemeka.
Yeah.
You know, so we met them, Mr. Kola too.
Yeah.
Yes, we met them, and we were there for specific questions. One of the questions we were there to ask was their regrets, or the things they felt they did during their wedding, or during their wedding that they shouldn't have done. Okay, so we went to each and every one of them, and we asked each and every one of them these questions, right? And then they began to tell us, and we saw one resounding thing in all of them. They said that most of them said that the things many of the things they did, that they fought and killed themselves for and struggled for during the wedding, was absolutely not necessary. For instance, one of the couples said that he had three meals. That's Mr. Chukwemeka. He had 3 meals. He had appetizer, main dish, and dessert. And at the end of the day, people still complained
that they did not eat.
That he was mad. Like how? He had the main meal self. He had rice, he had swallow, he had jollof, he had swallow, he had fried rice. So there was a lot. At the end of the day, a lot of people still fought for food. A lot of people still said it wasn't enough. You know, so these were little experience. For one of them too said that he bought a new shoe. And the shoe pained him the whole day.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, it would have been better that he wore his old shoe. You know, so I mean, again, this is not saying that, I mean, if you have these things, you shouldn't use them. Use them by all means. But we wanted to just test, like, go to people that had gone ahead of us and find out from them the mistakes, things they shouldn't have done that they did, you know, and all of that. And based on our findings, so as we finished with all of them, we came together and now decided that, you know what, it is of no need to go down the same path that these guys went. You know, as even though we'll do it, let's not do it out of pressure. Let's not do it out of, you know, compulsion. Let's do it because we want to do it. Besides, we didn't even have a lot of money. You know, so these were the things that formed our mindset. And as soon as we were sure that yes, we're going to go ahead with this, we now decided that, okay, so what were the major things that we needed for the wedding? Like, what are the things that we were not going to do without? And there were like 3 or 4 of them. One is our wedding dresses. So our dresses were very important. We decided that, you know what, we're going to invest some money and time in our dresses. That was number 1. Number 2 was photography and, you know, covering the event. We didn't eventually have a video coverage for our wedding, except some phones and some small things. But photography, we're sure that we wanted to invest to make sure that our, you know, pictures, because this is what we can show to our kids. This is what we're going to look at years after. You know, it is the, you know, visuals of the wedding. And then the third was our honeymoon, like the venue for our honeymoon. So we decided that place, wherever we're going to do our honeymoon, whether in Nigeria, in Enugu, in Lagos, in Dubai, wherever, that we had to invest in that, right? The reason was that this is the beginning, this is like our boardroom meeting for the rest of our lives. So this is the beginning of our planning together for the rest of our lives. So we decided that these 3 things were very important. And eventually, I mean, the rest, they said, is history. All right. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I'm going to be answering some of the discussions we have during this wedding period. We are always conscious of the fact that wedding is for everybody, but the marriage is for us. So sometimes we just lock out from the wedding. We don't care. We don't attend to any. Yes. So we now talk about us. So some of the things we agreed and talked about was on sex, children. How many kids do you want? All right. apart from the one they will ask you when you are cutting cake in the reception, we already knew how many we wanted.
Yeah.
We knew about our faith stand, how God works with us. All right. My husband's relationship with God, if you don't have a relationship with God as me, hey, my husband will be on the last drop of money in the house. He just knows that he knows God does not leave him hanging. Right? And now, even if he has on the last card, I am not bothered because I've seen it play out more than 5 times. He will just be like, I just have like 1,000 home and abroad. You see this home and abroad thing? I mean, I don't bother. It was then I will be like, but now, before you know it, before you close your eyes and open, money just comes. Do you understand? So, our finances, then we talked about finances too. In as much as God is still helping us on that part, amen?
Amen.
Amen. Then we talked about our siblings. You know how people just pack their bag from wherever they are and be like, oh, I'm coming. You need to tell me if I'm the one you're related to. Then if he's the one, I have to look at his face to know that, oh, this is a good time or this is not a good time. And we have to agree. And he knows that he needs to make sure that I'm happy also if the person is coming. All right. So we discussed that. Then family generally. All right. We even discussed about how much we'll be giving to our parents every month.
Yes.
All right. We give to these people, we give to these people, and all that. Nobody's been cheated on. Nobody's been. Do you understand? So that's what the discussions we had. Then moving over to the vendors, how God also used our friends and family members to help us during the wedding period.
Yeah.
All right. So I got a lot of things free, like literally free. Okay, that's where favor came in, and also good name. I don't know, but my wedding gown was free. All right, I literally everything. My hair, well, I paid little for it. Makeup was free. So many things people rallied around for us. Even his suit was free. His shoe was free. All right.
Yeah.
Our decoration was literally free. Our DJ, like that's how people rallied around for us. Because we always tell them, someone will call up like, how far, what's happening, which one is remaining? I'll be like, we've done this one, it's remaining, oh, don't worry. That's how even I think 1 week to our wedding day, that's how we got our wedding cake. Someone asked, what's remaining? We said, even so many things, people just came through for us. Okay, that's why we feel like, oh, these people don't have money, but they had a wedding, all right? So that's how we had people come through for us. Yeah. So after the wedding, we dismissed our wedding around, say, 2. Some people that attended our wedding then, if you're coming by 3, you won't meet any, like we have closed, we have dismissed. That's how we'll just japa, we left. Japa to him.
So let me add a few things there. Yeah. Now, one of the things that holds down most young people from, especially guys, from getting married is the fact that they are afraid. When my friends come for my wedding, how will they perceive me? Number 2, the girl I'm marrying, I'm not giving her the wedding, the destination wedding, the dream wedding. You know, how will she feel? You know, and here's the thing that happened to us. This thing she just ran through like this wasn't that simple. Let me explain a bit. I think it will help your faith and belief. We fixed a wedding. We did not fix a reception. We didn't have reception plans. Now, this was 2 weeks to the wedding. We didn't still have reception plans. Up until this time, my friend, Dr. Ejike, he bought me a suit. I think he bought that suit on Jumia. Dr. Ejike bought me a suit. That, this is your suit, this is your wedding suit. Favor. I didn't ask him for it. Like, we didn't ask for it. You know, he just asked me, what have we done, what have we not done? And I said, suit, I'm going to buy suits. I'm thinking to buy suits soon. Boom, next thing I came to his office, our office, one day, and he handed me a suit. Kim gave me a shoe. Now, I didn't have a shoe. I couldn't afford to buy a shoe. And he asked me one day in church, how is it going? And I told him, shoe yet. Boom, he gave me a shoe. Her wedding gown. Hannah O'Shea, baby. It wasn't Hannah. Somebody started a wedding gown line. A fashion designer, I've forgotten the person, started a wedding gown line. And that's your friend, Jennifer's friend, exactly. And today is her birthday self. So it began a wedding gown line, and then had this wedding gown. And asked her that, you know what, come and size it, come and fit it, and boom, wedding gown came. Trads were dressed to the same thing. It was something else. For water, of course, water we drank that. In fact, wedding hall we got for free. The Anglican church we wedded in, they gave us their hall for free. Cake, we got cake for free. Like she said, somebody asked us, wait, a few weeks, I think a week to our wedding. Have fun with your cake. Oh, we don't have plans for cake yet. Boom, she called and cake arrived. People rallied around, put monies together. That was how rice. The original plan that we had, I know you'll be asking, so what will people now do? The original plan we had was, we'll go to church, dressed very well. People will come to church. Of course, there was no reception venue or plans on the invitation. We didn't tell them, there was no reception, anything. And then come to church as usual. And then after the service, after we have been joined, which is like the main wedding, right? Then we will, remember we had done our trad a week before. We went to her village and we settled everything thanks to her dad too, And then that day we said we'll just go to church, we'll do our blessings and then we'll stand by the door. After the wedding, we'll stand by the door. And if we can afford snack and bottle and water in a nylon, we'll just hand over to people. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. That was the original plan.
Yeah.
Till people now rallied around, and since there was a free hall at the same venue, they now rallied around, did decoration for us. Slim, DJ Slim came to do DJ for us. What's his name? That did decoration. Nelson came to do that one. Okenwa and his wife brought water. All the water that we drank that day, it was my friend and his wife. Okenwa. This guy, Kadiri brought malt. His wife used to work in Nigerian breweries, and they packed malt in their truck that day and came. And that was it. Wedding assets, and that was how our wedding went. And within, I think 1 hour, 30 minutes, we were done with reception. So point is that we made a move, right? And a supply came. That's it. We made a move and supply came. And the truth is, it's just conforming to world standard and the norm that makes people kill themselves because of wedding. All right. Oh, this is how it's done. Who put it there? Chapter 1, verse 1. How did this start? Like, there's nothing like this is how it's done, right? It is the only thing done is the engagement. That's the church. How a priest or the man of God, the person representing God, hands over her to me from her father. That's it. Every other thing, somebody began it, and then we now run with it and make it feel like if you don't do this, then there's something wrong with you. Again, if you can shut down the town for your wedding, by all means, please do it, right? But that does not in any way.
Now, why are you making us laugh in this video?
But that does not in any way guarantee a successful marriage. So whether you spend a lot or you spend less, it does not guarantee a successful marriage. Yes, Wofi said, please shut down. Yes, contact Wofi. She's an event planner. She will shut down your wedding for you. By all means, please shut down. However, it does not guarantee anything. That's the point I'm trying to make.
So this thing you just said now just reminded me of something. Someone will be like, what about me? You know how they'll be like, young girls, we have this image of how our wedding should look.
Yes.
Cinderella story, big ball gowns, all those things. What happened to me? And I don't really know. I don't really know why I don't have all those. Oh, I want this, I want that. I don't know. I don't know why I don't want it. Like, I was super fine. I was super okay with that plan. Like even someone actually gave me a second dress, even so. But I couldn't wear it because the church we wedded said they don't want revealing parts, and the dress and the lady felt bad, but I had to explain and I apologize. So sometimes I think what happened to me is that shame, like what will people say? Those things don't get to me.
Yeah.
Like I do things because I know I want this, and if you want to come and shame me about it, you're on your own. I'll still do it. You understand? So I didn't care what people will come to my wedding to say. It's just 1 week. It will pass. They move forward to another wedding and look for what to say. So if you are in that position where you always care about what people will say, I don't think you go so far.
Yeah.
Like, get to a point where you have your own decision, your own say. What do you want? All right, not because of what people say or what people influence and all that. Yep. So now, after we are married, right? We entered our car. Someone gave us cars that moved us
As in
about.
free
Car, like so
In
many
fact,
free things.
it's true.
Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Chike even
Yeah.
came to town that period
And drove us.
and drove us. He told me that, Jeff,
I'm just
today
remembering so some of
I'm
these
your
guys.
free driver for the whole day.
Telling you.
His fuel, his car, everything. Papa D
Exactly.
gave us his Lexus then,
Lexus
RX3.
Was it 30 or 50?
330 rather, 330 as at 2017. Free. He fueled it and everything.
Gave us a driver too.
Gave us a driver.
Child. God will bless a lot of people for us.
Yes,
man. So after the wedding, we packed our bags and went to our hotel room first, right?
Yes.
Because my husband had to pay for the honeymoon location first.
Yes,
before
anything.
that mattered to him. I didn't know why. See, one of the things that he does that I don't understand. That one mattered to him first. So he
Yes.
paid settle. So we went there. And God gave him wisdom. For us, after the small money we got from the wedding, we just went to the market. I went to the market and bought some food stuff and brought to the house.
Yeah.
Okay, so after the wedding, what next?
Yeah.
What happened for us? Okay, God gave us wisdom. That's number one. That's one thing God did for us. He gave us wisdom to go and buy a lot of food.
For the journey
For
ahead.
the journey ahead is far. He told us to sit down and eat first. Hey, jeez. People have no idea. You have no idea. So we bought the beans. We got so
No beans and some rice.
And
Okay,
some
we got some
rice.
remaining rice from the wedding.
exactly.
And then half quarter bag of beans or something.
So I asked him, why did you buy beans? He said, the rice, beans is easier to cook, all right? And it doesn't take so much. Just a little thing, you can have a good beans
Yes.
to eat. And boom,
When you're broke, you
have wisdom. I said, okay. Do you know we got, did you say tin? 4 tins. 1 tin is 4 painters, so like 16 painters of beans. We kept eating that beans till the weevil ate those beans. He ate it inside. So one day I was listening, I started crying. I cried to God. I was like, God, please, I need you to come to my rescue. All right. So that's why sometimes people will be like, oh, it's no. Sometimes it wasn't funny. I had to, and I don't know how I got that strength. Also, I never attacked him. I never felt it was my problem. I never felt that, oh, you're not doing anything. I saw him doing so much, but just that there was no money around coming. And my mom didn't know. My parents didn't know that
Yeah.
we were passing through. When eventually things started coming together, I was just, my mom was crying, like, I was passing through this and I didn't, why would I tell you? I cannot come and do that, all right? So I just kept calling God that, please come, whatever it is he's doing, just open door for him now, I beg. See the kind of peace I'm eating. And me that came from my house that my father was trying, man. My father was doing a lot. My father was my father, when it came to his children, he tried for us. So now I married one man that is just told me, just eat these beans, okay? And look, come cook beans, jollof beans, nothing inside, like no yam, no plant, nothing. So you see, wisdom was the first thing, then hunger was the second thing. After that, what was the next thing, babe?
Hunger came. And when hunger came knocking on the door for 7 weeks, saying, my children, I will kill you.
Wisdom make it.
So for 7 weeks, we ate beans morning and night. Like you said rightly, weevils even enter inside the beans.
Something like that.
So that's why in the beginning of this, we said that you marry this way does not guarantee anything. It doesn't guarantee. I mean, you still have to work. You still have to work hard. So yes, like Riley said, from one of the things we gathered when we were meeting those people, before the wedding, was that a couple of them said things like, after the wedding, usually there is this drought. I mean, that's not your portion, but yes, So whilst we were preparing for the wedding, I set out some cash that we went to the market and bought foodstuff. We kept in our house. That okay, push comes to shove. This one now we go dey chop. At least let's eat first. After we eat, we can now know what next. In fact, there was a day I can never forget that day. It was 200 naira in my hand, like 200 naira. Home and abroad. And stuff like that. But the point here is, again, like I said in the beginning, that you are broke does not warrant you to be lazy and keep being broke. All right, especially when you're going to get married, you should be actively working towards building income. Marriage needs money. That's the truth. I don't know if anybody says another thing. Please write in the comment section. Let us know that we are wrong. You need money to run a home. You need money to marry a beautiful. Is she not good? Don't you like her like this? You need money to run stuff like this. You need money to fund love. You're not serious. You need money. So that is like this for you does not mean that you now say, oh, okay, this is me. If you don't accept me like this, then you don't love me. It's a lie. It's a lie. You need money, all right? So, but here's the thing. The thing is, while you are in that stage, what do you do? For me, I kept improving on myself. I kept, what if I say fun love? Love is fun there, dude. Yeah. You need money is the oil. Money is the oil that sustains the vehicle called love.
Thank you, blessing. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Yes, after the wedding, it's not like I said earlier, things do not just boom beautiful just because the Bible said he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor of the Lord. Then all of a sudden, the next morning after your wedding night, you just wake up and start getting alert. It doesn't work like that. From that September up until I think the next year, January, we saw when. It wasn't funny. Forget we're laughing. There was one night we came back from church. We were coming back from church. I can never forget that day. We entered Ikeke. It was raining cats and dogs. It was raining. We entered Ikeke. Now the junction. Remember, we didn't have a car. We couldn't even afford a drop. So the junction where we stopped before we walked into our house was quite a distance. It wasn't so long, but it was quite a distance, right? And then a keke man stopped us at it. Okay, we were even begging the man that should take us in, we'll pay him. The man refused. It was night. It was around like 8. It was went for evening service, And then that particular night, we had to run, myself and my wife, we had to run from that junction to the house. First, the first blessing was that our house was empty. We were in a 3-bedroom flat, but it was only the master, our room, that had anything. Every other part of the house was empty.
Yeah.
So if you visited us that period, we would sweep the ground for you, clean it small, and you sit down with us. All of us sit down cross-legged, So that was one of the blessings because we ran into the house drenched, very wet, And she was literally, And in my head, how can I bring this lady out from her father's house like this and come and suffer her like this? Those were one of the moments, that tears ran down my eyes. That kind of thing, it was a very sad moment for me. That was one. And so many others. There was one day she came back from school and, she was a teacher at the time. And, it was her income that was sustainable. Mine wasn't, Mama, Pame said, oh yes, I saw it. Okay. Yeah. So her income was sustainable, mine wasn't. So one of those she came back from school and she had to eat that beans. I made the beans myself that day while she was in school. I was the stay-at-home dad, husband, stay-at-home man. She was the working. So whilst I was home that I made that beans myself and the weevils. So the weevils were so much on the water that you will not be seeing the beans. Like how you put beans inside water, right, to start cooking or after you washed, and weevils is just on top, cover the whole top. And then she came back that day, and when she was trying to eat the food, you could see on her face. My heart was broken. Anyways, so point is, but somehow, as we went along, God now helped, and then our lives kind of improved, But point I'm trying to make is that first, that you married broke, or you were broke when you married, and you married a beautiful wife, and you've obtained favor from the Lord, accepted, does not guarantee that your life will change like this overnight. That's not a guarantee. All right, number one. Then number two is that you're broke does not give you license and the permission, and that somebody took a chance on you as a young man, a young lady took a chance on you by joining her life to yours for the rest of her life, does not warranty or guarantee you or give you a license to be lazy and complacent and be saying that, oh, God will do it. God.
Why acting drama?
All right, so that's the point I was trying to make there. I hope that made sense. Again, if you have questions, you can just drop in comments. We have a few questions to answer, right? As we wrap up.
Okay, so we had a plan of not having kids because we have not even found ourselves and we're trying to bring kids into the world. So we said, oh, just chill for 1 year, and before we start thinking of, and we agreed because I can't bring a child in this situation.
Yeah.
Sincere opinion, right? Only for us to we passed through this from September. We got married till January, right? And one of our friends from Abuja, today is his birthday.
Obi, shout out!
Just came like one fun guy like that, my husband's friend, and drove. Came inside the house and saw the house empty. He now said, "Let's go." Entered Spa.
Shopped.
The guy shopped there. You know how Jesus, like, who is this guy? Shopped literally everything for us.
And I think that was 3 days to Christmas.
Yes. He came and like, this is his friend that just got married. And
drove
he came
from Abuja
for our wedding.
I'm telling you.
The guy is a Jesus. He's well known. So
yeah.
he now told us, oh, what are we doing here? Come, let's go to Abuja. He drove. And we now drove. My husband started thinking, it's like God did not call us in Enugu.
It's like it's Abuja.
It's Abuja now. So he started making plans, sincere plans, okay, of relocating from Enugu to Abuja. Sincere, right? You know how you are just two, we can
move.
We can move. Only for ending of January, I just, how they be like, I started looking for my period. Me, I didn't even look. It was someone that looked and saw for me. Anything period, I don't care. Like, I'm that kind of person. So now I said, you're pregnant. And I said, how? Is that how they get the pregnancy? And I said, no, I should go and buy a strip. As a JJC now, I bought 1 strip. I don't know that they used to buy more than one. Ignorance is bad. I bought just 1. Only for me to check. They said if you dip it in your urine, you should read 2 lines. So I'm not sure. Maybe there was 1. That's how the day finished. My husband was still in Abuja at the time. All right. Remember,
making plans.
Yes, I had to come back because school has resumed, so I need to start work. Okay. So I now had to go out again to be sure I was really pregnant. And I said, okay, this is 1, this is 2. Okay. And I saw the 2 lines, and I said, it's 2 lines. So I called my husband, babe, I'm pregnant. He didn't tell me what happened with him when I told him. It was later on when, you know how people gist. He now told me whatever he would share with you, not me. I cannot, it's heavy in my mouth. All right. And that's how our plan of relocating to Abuja changed.
Scattered.
He said he cannot. No, he cannot. That's how it changed. And of course, God also is in our business. Okay. And that's how life with pregnancy started. All right. Pregnancy started, and thank God for me. I have one of the beautiful pregnancies you can ever imagine, and nothing happens to me till I give birth, all right, for the 2 babies, and that was it for me. and this is God, like literally for us. Okay, that's what happened with us. Our faith never wavered.
Yeah.
Our faith never, we never at any point question God. Sometimes God redirects us.
Yeah.
If you, at some point, my husband kept switching. I don't know how to explain it. The one that literally showed us that God is real to us is when Cheesy, Cheesy was my chief bridesmaid. She just called me and told me something, and I told me just call my husband. I think he has a better idea about that. And Cheesy called my husband, explain, and boom, that's how my husband got that business. And I will always tell people he got that business because he had a registered company. Imagine if you didn't have it, you would have lost it.
Yeah.
All right. So sometimes you don't have money, but there are some necessary things you could do so that you get ready when the blessing comes. He had a registered company. He didn't have money. So when a business came, favor found him. So that's what helps us as Christians, as believers. We don't leave every of our responsibility to God.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh God, you go to church the most, you pray the most, you fast the most, you can bash the most. But your own part, you're not doing it. All right, you work in a firm, you work somewhere, but you don't come early. You don't even treat it like your own. You be like, oh, you treat the work like the person's own, and God is watching you. He's looking at you. Okay, so let's do our part. All right, I just gave him an illustration this evening. I told him sometimes we are in the boat and we are screaming, Jesus help me, Jesus help me, and he tells you, come, step inside the water. It's not easy, but he tells you, step in. All right, sometimes the fear is what holds most of us. We are inside our boat. We are screaming, we are going to church, we pray, we fast, we attend programs, we do vigil, every good thing, we do it. But we've not left that boat. We are still standing there. It's time to move. Leave that boat. Leave that place of comfort. And God will, of course, stretch out his hand and catch you. Yep. I just preached the message.
Amen.
All right, so yeah, I think that's what we have for today. And that period of brokenness bonded us a lot. We literally talk. My husband talk about everything. All right, we talk a lot. Okay, and that's one of the good things that came out from this. All right, do you have something else to say?
No, not really. Not really. I mean, you've said it all actually.
All right.
So if you have questions, you can just
Can we go through the questions? Some people dropped some questions.
So we have some questions here. If you have more questions, just leave in the comment section. We'll try and answer
Someone
them.
shouted glory, hallelujah. All right. Okay, before the question, okay, at that point where I really...
So, okay,
okay,
yeah, you can go on.
Before...
Yeah, let's talk about the comment section.
Yeah. So this is my baby. This is my second baby. At the point where... What's this? At the point where I was in this period, okay, I had this gift of relationship. Remember I mentioned it, okay? And I had met my husband. He says... He's with me when people come to ask me about relationship. Hey, ma'am, this plant. So I always will tell you, leave this one. This one is not for you. Go on, and all that. He now encouraged me and said, why would you write a book and share your story? All right. So I had married at the time. Yes, this is the book actually.
She's saying our story could be made a book.
A book.
Yeah. Just go on with this.
All right. So I had to write down what the values that literally helped me through this process, and I tagged this book "Let's Do This, Babe." All right, a guide for every couple who desires a fulfilling relationship by Esther Jeffanozie. All right, so I have some few hard copies still remaining. If you want more, just send me a DM. Right?
Yes.
Send me a DM. It just goes down for 2,000 naira for the people on this live. 2,000 naira. You have everything here. It's a book that literally came from a place of hunger and value for men and women alike, young men and women alike, who desires to have a fulfilling relationship. This can guide you to get to the extent you want in life regarding your relationship. I always feel that if you want to live a successful life, I personally feel having a good marriage, a relationship, helps facilitate that. I personally feel. It's a personal opinion, right? So that is it.
Okay, let's go to the comment section a bit. Comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Would like to know that you're watching. Just type where you're watching from and your name so that we can know you are watching. Uche said my mother-in-law is in BC. Nice people everywhere. Thank you so much.
Yes, Uche is the guy I told you I met on the road one
Oh,
day.
right. Uche,
Yeah.
good,
Thank
good
you,
to see you.
Uche.
Good to have you here. If Naya said, don't give God the criteria as you're waiting on your. Okay, beautiful. Thank you for that. Welcome, everybody. Meanwhile, let's just go through these
I
questions.
think so.
Yeah, let's run through the questions we have. If you have questions, you can just leave in comment section and let's go from there. So,
Someone said, what were your basic needs for the wedding? How did you get them?
so I mentioned three
Yeah.
basic needs. Three basic needs. One was our wares. We're very particular about our wares. It was one of our mentors that told us that the three things that are compulsory in every wedding is the man, the woman. Okay, four things. Okay, the couple, that's number one. Then number two is the parents, the person that is handing over the bride to the man. And then the priests or whoever represents whichever representative is joining the two. That is all.
Yeah.
That even the clothes we wear, I mean, you could wear literally anything.
People
for
wear
your wedding.
jeans and shirts for their
For your
wedding.
So the guy told us this thing, that this is not the guy. My mentor told us this, that these are the three things you need. Okay? King Jedidiah watching from Ekiti, thank you so much for watching, sir. I appreciate it. We're going to take your questions. Again, just leave the question in the comments. We will answer. So those were the three things we worked towards. And like I said earlier, my friend Dr. Ejike, so our plan was to dress well so that years later we can show our children the pictures, our videos. You get, we can look at them and with memories. Our wedding album is not closed, it's somewhere. Luckily for us, somebody even gave us that for free. He's late now. God bless his soul.
Yeah.
Onyedika, bless his soul. He actually paid for this for us and we got it for free. Then it was 80,000 naira or so.
Yeah.
And he paid the lady to come all the way, take us pictures and everything, and gave us a beautiful album. Very beautiful. So we're particular about our image, our visuals for the wedding. Two, and of course that went with our dress. We wanted to make sure that we dressed well for the wedding. Even though, I mean, we dressed as we could at the time, thanks to Dr. Ejike and everybody that helped. That was two. Then number three was our planning immediately after wedding. So we invested in our honeymoon. Do you know, even before we did anything about reception, we had paid for honeymoon.
You have paid for it.
So yes, these were the things that for us was important. I don't know if you have any other things.
No. The
So
next
that's
question.
question number one. Question number two.
How did your in-laws treat you when you came without money?
Oh, that's me. That's for me, right? Again, my father-in-law just needed to be sure I was a serious person. I think that was all. That was just it. Because he didn't understand what I did. I was not a doctor, I was not a lawyer, I was not an accountant, I didn't work in the federal government. Like the man did not understand what I did. And I don't even know how I explained what I did to him, but he just said, you know what? That just make sure that I take care of his daughter. And that was it. And that's why till date I try as much as I can to make sure that she's good, you know? So that's it. And once he accepted me like that, his wife too accepted me, irrespective of the fact that I'm from the same Imo State and they're from Enugu here. But they accepted me and that was it. So thank you to my father-in-law. May God bless his soul too.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law, I love you, mommy.
Okay, the next question. How did you know she was your wife?
Yeah, we've answered that.
Yeah.
We've answered that in the earlier broadcast. I mean, again, there were values I was looking out for. And as soon as I saw them, as soon as I saw those values I was looking out for, again, there were plenty, but three amongst them. Okay, 4. Let me add this fourth one. She's a fine woman. She was fine. I'm looking for a fine girl. I want to marry fine girl. I wanted my kids to not look like a tutu. A tutu! So that's number 1. I mean, I found her physically attractive. Then there were 3 values that I saw. One is she was not a conformist, and I've seen 2 people in the comment section attest to that. That knowing her from right from time, she had a mind of her own. Yes, Faithwin Odiniruaka.
You're wondering someone just call her.
Sorry, Faithwin said that this has been your way from far back, Esther, a mind of your own. So that for me was one of the major, attractions. See, what is atutu?
Explain yourself, please.
Atutu boyoyo.
Husband.
That's number 1. Then that's number 2. Then number 3 was she was teachable. She had a very open mind to learning. Like, how you correct someone and they're like, really? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. How do I do it again? Just show me what to do.
I'm not that nice.
Oh, that was.
I'm not that nice.
She's proud though. She won't just tell you. No, she won't do it like this. I just said now. No. But you can see that she wants to learn. Then number 3 is the spirituality part. She understands the place of spirituality, in the world, and she understands God for herself. She wasn't a religious person. So these were the things, amongst other things.
Okay, I think most of the questions there we have answered it in the video. So someone asked here, the first. Oh no, that's not the question. Please, watching from Ekiti State, please, did you get to do court wedding? Is it compulsory to do traditional court and church together? That's how it's been going on around us here.
Should I answer?
Yes, please. When you're done.
So there are 3, according to, the little I know about marriage. There is the traditional, we're Africans, we're from Nigeria, except you're from another place. We're Africans, we're from Nigeria. There's something called a dowry, bride price. It has to be paid. So you have to traditionally marry your wife. That does not mean you have to do all those traditional things, wear 3 different traditional dresses, do all those things. You mustn't do all those things. The important thing there is paying for her dowry, bride price. That's what I understand by traditional. For court, so for us, we wedded in an Orthodox church. We did? Court?
Yes. No, we didn't.
We didn't. Yeah,
So
wedded
that
in an
covers-
Orthodox church. 4 of them, Methodist, Catholic, Anglican, and Baptist. I think these four churches, the government recognizes their certificates. As a matter of fact, our wedding certificate had the logo of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It had it. You see Federal Republic of Nigeria on top, and then everything. So that covers for it. However, if you still want to go ahead and do a court marriage, that is fine. Church does not mean you have to be inside the church. You could just have a blessing. It's called marriage blessing. Just bless your marriage. Forget how they term marriage blessing these days. But basically, church means call a priest or someone that represents a priest to bless your marriage. These 3 things are important for your marriage. So traditional, let the government recognize you are married, especially for those that want to travel out as a couple. Yeah. The government has to recognize that you're married, and then your spiritual, whatever you believe in, God, Allah, Odungo, whatever you believe in, God should, bless your marriage. That's it.
Okay. So some Pentecostal churches, before they wed you, they'll ask you to go and do court wedding. So, but for these 4 churches he had mentioned, it literally covers you. Okay. So the next question: how do you know if the person is pretending, babe?
I think you can't pretend for too long. That's my opinion, though. I just feel like there's some things you would see. Usually, I want to believe very strongly. Of course, I dated a number of ladies, right? And I want to believe very strongly that we usually are focused. We just blind, like we love or whatever it is that is shacking you at the moment. It blinds you to a lot of things. That's my opinion, right? And I believe that in conversations, right, in conversations, some things are exposed. The first thing is that you as a person ought to build yourself. My wife also always says that you have to be whole as a person before joining yourself to another person. You have to build yourself. You have to have values. What are the values you uphold? What are the values you stand by? Right? What are the things that you will not go, away from? Right? And those values should also reflect or be mirrored from the partner. And I believe that in a few meetings, I like to say almost all the time that if I converse with you for at least 20 minutes for a period of time, I will know who you are. I will know some things about you. I will know how empty or how full you are. That's my opinion. I don't think you can pretend for too long. Maybe someone else will have a better answer. Do you think church should be a challenge to people getting married? I have seen it play out and end a relationship. What's your thoughts? Well, that was up to you as an individual. For me, yes, I had someone I had some conversation with, and she boldly told me that if I am not going to convert to her church, that she's not going to marry me. Me, I walked away. Simple. You can't, that's religion. For me, that's plain religion. As much as you have to align spiritually, I don't believe also that a couple, one will be going to Odumba Olua, and the other one is going to whatever you're going to. No, I always think that you guys should, so that your children will not be confused. Your children, you just give birth to a bunch of confusion. So I feel like you both should. That's my opinion, anyways. And this is by no means relationship advice or by no means marriage advice. This is just my opinion.
Okay. So, any more questions? So, Noya, for the pretending person, you will know.
I think you will know.
You know.
Sometimes you just
love.
like
It's love that blinds
you like. There's one part you
not
like.
this person is nice.
Exactly, nice.
That's
nice.
what.
Nice.
That's what.
Nice is not the road to.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. You can see the good words. Okay, I'm looking for another question. Oh, thank you, Joy.
Wilson said, "This is so inspiring, Sam. I have been blessed. Thank you." Watching from Anambra Onitsha. Thank you so much, Wilson, Joy. Good to have you here.
All right. Without much questions.
Say Udumudu the answer, Jedediah.
I'm going to eat from the same spiritual pot with your spouse.
Yes,
exactly,
yes, man. Dr. Vivian, good to have you here. Good to have you here. Yes, that is so correct. Eat from the same spiritual pot with your spouse. I am
until the woman that we went to, the couple that we went to hear from them.
Yes, it's good to have you here.
Abroad has happened to us. Abroad happened to us. So. Thank you for.
Nedu is asking, what church did you marry at? We wedded in an Anglican church.
I think we are done here, right?
Yes, we're done with the questions. I mean, without any more questions, we will be wrapping up here today. I hope you were blessed. I hope you learned something.
Let us know that you got something from us, right? Why am I putting my hand there? All right, you can see the emojis, the love emojis. Much. Thank you, we appreciate it. This is our little way of giving back to young people who are the point in their life that they don't know what next to do. So you can't do it. You can.
All right. So thank you so much for watching. Again, like we said in the beginning, this is by no means any. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you, Ma. I miss you.
This is by no means relationship advice. This is by no means marriage advice. This was just us sharing our story. I mean, Ma'am Onyinye was there.
She was
the chairman. No, she was
the husband that was the chairman.
of our wedding,
Of
being
our
chief
wedding.
organizer or something.
Yeah.
So they were in charge of our wedding. So we thank you so much, Ma. She was there. I mean, her husband was the person she met when I said, babe, I want to, it's her husband that was her mentor at the time, that is her mentor, and she met him, and of course, the man now called me that he wants to see me.
Exactly.
And that particular evening I came, and in my head, Thank you so much.
I miss you guys, man.
Yeah,
Try.
I miss you. Thank you so much. So again, this is by no means relationship advice. This is by no means marriage advice. We're just sharing our story to help one or two people, especially young men. I see a lot of young men, delay because they don't have a lot of money. And even when they are, putting in the work, the camera is aside, but so that's it. That's number one. Number two, we're not encouraging you to get married broke. If you have money, you want to shut down the town, please, by all means, invite me. I want to come and eat rice. It is very good.
Yeah.
Shut down, enjoy yourselves. And this is by no means saying that if you marry broke and you marry a very beautiful lady like her, that your life will change. It's a lie. If you're lazy, hunger will sit you down on a Saturday morning and say, my son, my son. So you need to also put in the work, believe in God. The grace of God is part of, it's the major reason why we are here today. This is our sixth year anniversary. Thank you, Kindness. Kindness, is good to see you on this show. Yeah. So basically, that's it. Again, our book is available. Can you both make a platform
On
for
YouTube
or
or marriage? My husband, for him to come here, you know what we did today to drag him here? No. Husband, when it comes to business, you catch him.
If you say let's
Money.
do business,
You catch him.
this video should be on YouTube. Okay, we'll try and package it and put it on YouTube.
Am I lying? This is my husband that I'm seeing here. God, I have to please. Okay. So, if that matter, we are praying on top of because of that. So this is for 2,000 naira. This is literally the values we've shared so far here.
Yeah.
And this is hard copy, it's not soft copy. I don't have soft copy yet. I do based on request, but this is hard copy for 2,000 naira. Thank you for being with us.
The link to the group.
Oh yeah, so there's a group down, link to the group that he's sharing with us now. Thank you, Faithwin. All right, this is where the group Soul Talk Relationship Series is a place where we share relationship ideas, lessons, answer questions of people, and all that. So you can do well to click on the link and join the group, and you'll be so glad you did. All right. This is bye from me already.
Thank you so
glad
much.
Glad you joined us up to this point. We don't take it for granted. Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Vivian. Good to have you here. You're not lying, love. I can imagine the dragging and bribery.
Good
Yes,
night,
good night. Good to have you. Thank you so much.
You stayed from the beginning, yeah.
Dimma, it's good to have you here. It was indeed an amazing section. Odinaka, it's good to have you on the show. Thank you. Kindness, everybody. Thank you. Enjoy a beautiful evening. And bye for
now.
For now.